Looks like both racers are ready to go, so we should be starting shortly. mudjoe is in titanium. Nice meme. And we are off. Immediate secret room. Nothing to be found yet. Is mudjoe not supposed to be in titanium? I don't know. You should ask someone from staff how they're rigging CoNDOR X this season. Kappa. An early second bomb on 1-2. Always good to have that for a bit of extra options to have. mudjoe will just use a bomb in order to take out the trapdoor quicker, but Ocre's setting up for a value bomb here. Has another one if Ocre wants a safe bloodshot kill here. Looks like that's pretty worthwhile. Get the ring, and yeah, the torch is a debate which one you want, but early mapping is great to have, so fair enough to keep the trap doors torch. Yeah, Ocre spending a bit of extra time on each floor and getting items, picking up fake armor now, but with a bit more, and that armor can definitely put in work. So Ocre will be the first one on to King Konga 1 with a bit of a build advantage with that ring. Will definitely open up the options for what items Ocre can take out of black here, but it will be a glass cat, so 4+1 is nowhere near as proportionally much as 1+1. But still, Ocre having that ring will open Ocre to swapping off to a more stable weapon easier. As both races will find shield spell into one. Great pickup to have. Ocre is definitely trying to, if not intentionally, but definitely is just running like slightly behind mudjoe and spending a bit of extra time trying to find something that will give the build edge. But mudjoe has a glass cat already, so as long as that stays alive, there's much for Ocre to find. Going down to Fortissimo without a weapon. 5 bombs to use though. Ocre, why does Ocre keep ending up without any weapon? What is going on here? He's in the Earth Tomes in order to take out Fortissimo there. It's going to be fine. Having a weapon's kind of important, no? So mudjoe having a huge weapon advantage for the time being will leave Old Faithful behind. Just rolling with glass weapons the crystal tier way. Being weaponless is Ocre's thing now. It seems like it. It seems like the most hairy weaponless situations happen to Ocre. But Ocre in a pretty comfortable spot now after dropping Glass Cat and leaving it behind. This is a 3 damage Old Faithful longsword. You support the use of the term glat for glass cat? I don't know. Is this an important question? But Ochre will have a much quicker 3-3. So swapping off to heavy plate is very much going to run this, whatever you call this, glass cat or glat. Glat? Glat. Glat? Glat. I don't like it. Telemonkey take from Ochre. Won't send Ochre too far forward, but doesn't have to walk that bit of extra steps there. How courteous of the monkey, as Mudjoe finds a Ring of Peace. Picks up some spiked ears now too, and the Ring of War. So, a ton of items for Mudjoe. Leaving that whole thing with a Ring of Peace and spiked ears, so he's doing pretty significant damage, but if you're one-shotting most enemies anyways, then sprinkling a bit of extra damage won't do much, as Ochre going down to half a heart is... Oh, okay, that was a pretty scary armadillo. Needs to watch out for the spider as well. Ochre handling it very well, but we'll have to slow down! Or something like that might happen. Well then. Welcome to Zone 4. Mudjoe having a lot of time now to finish off this run. Not sure if we swap to these. Probably do. But Ochre had to give up the 3 damage in order to take Peace. Peace is just that good. Boots of Pain for Mudjoe. Wants to keep the health up. Doing a hard time, big think. Gets a bit more damage up. Not quite enough for dino damage, but with Peace, this should just rip apart every single enemy. Yeah, Ochre putting up a very good pace. Definitely knowing how fast Mudjoe can go, and still being able to go against this glass cat here. Of course, Mudjoe not being able to take hits is an issue that will slow you down a bit, but nonetheless. Mudjoe doesn't really need to go much faster and doesn't really have a source of regeneration. Taking Pain Boots will have Mudjoe go down to low health, but it's a glass build, so it's not that important, but it's always good to have more health. So if you're gonna be breaking glass, you're gonna need as much health as you can get your hands on, because things have already gone very bad. Nonetheless, Mudjoe. 4 bombs to the Necrodancer. Didn't get an extended shield there. Pretty decent teleports. Get the Necrodancer. That is the last hit for Mudjoe. Finishing with a time of 9:38. An in-game time of 9:21. Why is timer still going? GG's. Ocre putting up a great pace here. Definitely able to go toe-to-toe with mudjoe, who's titanium and Ocre is obsidian, so it makes sense. Kappa Kappa. Next seed should be underway very shortly here. mudjoe should join Conduit. Technically not banned yet, Cap. That's a great idea. Ocre doing a bit of more building on 1-1 will pay off with a free blood shop open from this dragon. That is perfectly positioned, and could probably just switch over to CoNDOR at this point. But anywho, bit of armor for mudjoe as well. Ocre will kill the blood shop keep for some okay weapons, not the best blood shop to kill for, but having that blood drum is a good thing to have in your back pocket. mudjoe meanwhile picking up the luck charm from the leprechaun. That ghost there was a bit scary, but handling it fine, and will successfully kill the leprechaun, from which the first boss will be Coral Rift, which will just be a throw bomb for mudjoe. Checking black for a glass sphere. Ocre, having a holster dagger, is also able to throw bomb. Isn't gonna bomb actually, he's gonna use the blood drum. Half a heart for a faster kill. Also bombs being saved. And Ocre will pass up on the black check. Will pass up on the glass sphere. Open it for something good in purple. It will be charisma though. Not the best ring in the world, but far from the worst. Ocre cleverly using the red dragon fireball in order to check what's in the barrel, from which it will be cheese. And from seeing that, Ocre will just decide to blood drum the dragon, since healing is right there. mudjoe meanwhile spending quite a bit of time on 2-3 to acquire a build. Ocre will pull ahead by a bit. Interesting divergence of builds here. Ocre has Move Dig, and mudjoe has Boots of Pain, I guess. I would give it to Ocre, as mudjoe just threw the glass sphere and is just on shard now, but Ocre is in a very bad spot with his Shriner. Oh no! Ocre will go down. Low damage Shriners. That late. Can get dangerous. Replays work. There's darkness and horror. Yeah, try to rely on Frostbow. Takes a huge hit there. That is... I would say that's pretty uncharacteristic of Ocre to make. To have deaths like those. But... lead has been evaporated. mudjoe picking up a obsidian longsword. Definitely good to have. Safer than just having Boots of Pain with a glass shard. Has courage as well. Oh, wow, this is actually looking pretty good for mudjoe. With this much of a lead as well, It is going to be pretty tough. Try refreshing Ocre's stream a bit. Yeah, Ocre isn't gonna try to catch up, otherwise would have killed that core riff a lot quicker. A dual dagger from mudjoe will opt to keep this longsword. This is definitely a build. Oh, some pretty big hits from mudjoe though. Has a Squeakus suit, but gonna want to have health to go along with armor. Yeah. mudjoe spending a bit of extra time trying to find things to build up safety. But still looking pretty good for mudjoe. Ocre on the run back. Going at a deathly fast pace. Has the move dig, has the rapier, but still lacking in the weapon department like last time, as there is a conjure for mudjoe. We'll be able to get a monocle out of it, which is fine. Able to find food with that. Oh, a bit of shenanigans with this bounce trap here for mudjoe, but pretty comfortable in the health department thanks to those pixies and just general. No longer on 2 hearts, but still keep that health up. It's good. That looked like a cyber fireball from Ocre, taking out the dragon while taking the trapdoor. Pretty neat, but we'll just take hot coals damage and go down. A solid run back, but and you're racing someone like mudjoe. There is only so much you can do with a late death like that. Definitely not too late to be completely unsurmountable, but you gotta get pretty lucky. Earth Tome pick up from mudjoe. Weapon up for Dead Ringer likely. Frost Charm is a 1 hit of protection as well, and there's also Freeze Spell and a Blood Shovel from mudjoe. We'll snag all of that up, and Magic Cheese as well. This monocle is just paying off. Pretty good thing to find if you want to play safely. There is a Shrine of Sacrifice as well, if mudjoe would like to spend a bomb for maybe a full heart container if that's able to be activated. And we have Earth Dead Ringer, which will go very well for mudjoe. 3 bombs into the Necrodancer fight. Just enough. And Dust needs to finish off the Necrodancer now. Ocre still in 1-1. Okay, this red dragon is a bit of an issue. Vegas suit putting in some work though. Decent amount of health to utilize that armor with. Doesn't even need to use it, but of course, things go wrong. Nonetheless, last hit of the Necrodancer. Finish time of 9:40 for mudjoe. GG's. Hopefully Ocre can find some footing, because these are pretty uncharacteristic mistakes in my eyes. Coming out of Ocre. We are ready though for third and final seed. The Ocre was able to decompose a bit, and there's just an Obsidian Rapier on 1-1. An Obsidian Rapier. Excellent. An excellent weapon to start off. Ocre's getting a very early Leprechaun here. Very early Luck Charm. So this is free Obsidian Rapier for both racers. Ocre using the Rapier's 3 damage in order to find a magic apple as well for 1 extra heart container. But mudjoe is continuing to push forward. Pretty solid value bomb. Could have just whacked the Minotaur, so it wasn't that important, but value bombs are always nice to see. Especially on a slow song like 1-1. Monocle is a very, very good item for Ocre to find early on like this. You just start pulling your build together using the monocle. Also utilizing screen watching as well, but you don't really need it as much with the monocle. Still great to have for mapping. Yeah, Ocre is in a pretty good spot, despite being a bit behind here. And that is pink shovel in red. Alright. Ocre will hopefully see that. Very likely Ocre will check red as well. Just needs to get this flawless. This seed is something already. You usually don't see a curved shovel find in red because of how... Oh, this freezing purple too? Oh man. You usually don't see curved shovel in red because red isn't often checked, but mudjoe with a pretty incredible red check there. Doesn't need a monocle. Yeah, Ocre's just gonna run away from this dire bat. Just see ya. I don't need to kill ya. This is Darkness Conjure for Ocre. And mudjoe goes to, what even happened there? What's going on? Ocre needs to do this reasonably quickly. What happened to mudjoe though? This is zone 3, so I guess my movement is an update. Ballet shoes are great to have with an obsidian weapon. Often a heart transplant, there's a glass jaw. Ocre needs to do things and then go. Armor, okay, good armor. And then, torch maybe? Yeah, that's good enough, I suppose. No, it is going to go for a torch. And that is a torch of walls. So we have Ring of Pain, ballet shoes, torch of walls, glass helm, and a squega suit out of that conjure. So Ochre's rolling with this build. Is that heavy plate as well in that vault? Ocre does not really need that. Already has a squega suit, but yeah, pretty efficient use out of Darkness Conjure. Darkness Conjure can very much get out of hand and just be a sinkhole of time, but Ocre, our resident score runner, along with a few other residents, is able to handle that pretty fine. Healing items out of this luck shrine for Ocre. We'll be able to heal full health and have a chicken in the back pocket. If this is food shop, that'd be a pretty good gluttony, but it's never the food shop. Oh, this is a spot for Ocre. Great fireballs there. Super good fireballs. Pretty scary situations, but all of the enemies were on the horizontal axis towards you. Which is a fireball potential. Man, this is a choice of rings for Ocre. Ocre might is probably gonna eat this chicken on the stairs. Not going to, actually. Yo, about a zone behind without this monstrous build here. It does pick up courage. And that is a bit of extra protection for Ocre even. So already a very good build, just getting slightly better as mudjoe on the run back goes down. What happened here? Why some rocket shenanigans? Oh, that's pretty disgusting. Yeah, diagonal slimes just weaving around. Ocre is just slow play procedures, please. Crack open that crate, why not? Why not, Ocre, right? Ocre. Ocre's happy with this so far, which is pretty good already, so that is the food shop. This is good gluttony to have. As fireball, so it does not need to buy out the items. I mean, would have had grenades anyways. I mean, if actually that wouldn't have changed anything if you had glass helm. Never mind. Tier 1 cracked off for Ocre. Ocre's just moving on. Very solid amount of health. A great heal iframe there for Ocre. Doesn't get the stair heal though, but does get the early stairs. Take your pick. Both. Obviously, Ocre should be doing stair heals now. Prioritizing that over early stairs. This looks like lures for Ocre. Ocre is definitely not going to give this up. Fireball should be fine here. Flawless lures, won't check the chest though. 8 bombs and a blast helm. To Ocre's name. Lots of hearts, a squig soon as well. So, looking pretty good. Managed to scrap together a build with Darkness Conjure. With an already excellent start going into Zone 2. Darkness Conjure just... sure. We'll definitely take that. proving an already strong build at its core to become something very exceptional. One that mudjoe didn't have too, so GG's. Ocre taking one out of the set, which is not bad for Ocre at all, given how Ocre was playing for the first two. Yeah, pretty uncharacteristic, I would say, Ocre to go down like that. But GG's. mudjoe taking this one 2-1.